So, God first sneaks into human life here on the level of integrity. Courage, the power to admit the truth. That's why it's nobody, that's why a society which excuses all responsibility is non-integrous. It's non-integrous. It's not his fault what I'm doing as a kid. That is not integrous. You just sold the kid out. You just sold any hope of salvation out. You just sold them out. Because if you're just at the effect of your past, well, nobody has any responsibility for anything, do they? Everybody has a past. Our society is unsophisticated. They think it's just the past of this lifetime. You should look back and start remembering all the previous lifetimes. This one is nothing at all. This is kindergarten. What you did before, boy, I'll tell you. I hate to tell you. Anyway, the excuse of responsibility. Well, we produce this because it sells. We only give the public what they want. It's not his fault. Something happened to him as a kid. Every monster that appears in the media now, instantly an apologist gets up defending his rights and trying to blame it on his childhood. It's amazing. I said, as soon as these two people get through killing 13 people, there'll be a rush to protect their legal rights, right? Didn't I predict that? And that's exactly what happened, right? Yeah. Within a second. Everybody wants to get famous by protesting. So, you see the reversal. You see the reversal. So the modern wolf in sheep's clothing is coated in a intellectualism, in an ideology which is actually sophomoric when you look at it. It doesn't hold up. There's no reality to it. But it is appealing and it tries to gain power. Why does it try to gain power? Because it undermines integrity. It transfers power from the integrous to the non-integrous. That's what the struggle for the dominion over this world is all about. After all these millennia, the time of the dinosaur consciousness of life on this planet was 70. Bin Laden is 90. Hitler is, I don't even mention it. And finally, in the late 1980s, it goes to 207, which is a different density. You see, the buoyancy of life is different. At 207, that which is non-integrous begins to pop up. Heads begin to roll. People resign from the stock market board of directors because integrity is now the criteria. So God sneaks into society then by the focus on integrity. For all the religiosity that went on in prior history, religiosity is not integrity. Religiosity is sometimes just a self-indulgent emotionality. Those who allege that their life is devoted to God then must of necessity become integrous. Integrous means also to stand, the willingness to stand and be counted for the truth. The willingness to stand and say, no more. To not take a stand is to join the oppressor, and you then drop to their level of consciousness. No, we're required at a point in life to say no. So it's integrous to say no. The depictions of God throughout time, then, we see man has really been obsessed with God. Strange gods, weird gods, but some kind of God has existed in every society, what we call primitive or not. and right up to this present day. The definitions of God, then, have come out of the intellect and have also come out of contaminations from the unconscious and have also been attacked. The true descriptions of God have also been attacked by those energies which are really ungodly. Devotion to God means what? It means to begin with just a reverence for life. The reverence for life is the awareness and the acknowledgement that the essence and source of all life is divinity. Life is God. God is life. Therefore, life cannot be destroyed any more than God can be destroyed. The proof of the existence of God is your own existence. It's a very advanced understanding, but with a little meditation or contemplation or looking at it, you realize that nothing has within itself the power to create its own existence. All it is would either have to come out of nothing or something. If it's a golf ball, if it's a shirt, if it's a living, breathing human being, doesn't suddenly spontaneously exist out of. The only thing that can come into existence spontaneously is form. It can go from this form to that form, but it cannot choose to create its own existence. No one here has the power to create his own existence, nor do they have the power to extinguish it. Existence as life is not extinguishable. To the ancient Vedas, the Buddha, all the enlightened masters throughout time have been identical in explaining the exact nature of that presence within. Verbatim. It is so exact that if somebody brings me a book, people send me books by the hundreds. If somebody brings me a book and I look at the book, I can look at one sentence. That person either knows it or they don't know it. It's unmistakable. It's like an imprimatur. It's like a stamp of validity. The presence within, the knowingness of the being, is unmistakable. Why? Because it's absolute. When I said the power of God is so overwhelming when first witnesses it, and that is the source of its absoluteness, or vice versa. The absoluteness and the infinite power are one and the same. It leaves an unmistakable imprint in the aura of every single person in this room forevermore. That is a fact. That is a fact. Therefore, I am blessed by your presence that I may share it.